Welcome back to the People's View. Today we'll be looking at the trucking situation. Apparently, there's a trucking recession. Just not enough loads for these truck drivers. Let's see what's going on.
The worst week for the trucking industry. I'm actually sitting in Seattle, Washington right now without a load. I don't have no load right now.
Message to the president. The industry for truckers is dying.
So we are officially in recession. I just got out of that Walmart right there.
We might need to start the recession countdown to 2026 because one of the most important leading economic indicators in the United States just flashed a warning sign that it's only done twice in the past 20 years, once in...
Here are the things I will not be purchasing as we head into a recession.
I want to talk to you about trucking companies going out of business in the United States.
Good morning, all my buddies. So today was a very busy day in the trucking industry. There was a lot of news stories that came out, and so I want to give you an update on our very first story where the Trump administration has made an announcement that they're going to halt work visas for foreign truck drivers.
The truck driver shortage, let's have a conversation about it because this is very important. Is this going to affect the economy? Is this going to cause a supply chain crisis? These are the golden questions that everybody's asking. It's on national media right now. The driver shortage scandal has been being pushed for decades, but right now it's a little bit different because media outlets, politicians who want to have non-domiciled drivers here in this industry so they can be exploited for their cheap labor, which in turn lowers freight rates, which strokes the backs of the major corporations. It's lower transportation and logistics costs for them. These politicians, they're putting out stuff right now, citing the fact that it's a pretty unprecedented move that, they're going to stop allowing non-domiciled drivers to get a CDL. And because of that, it's going to cause this massive ripple effect. Shelves are going to go without being stocked. There's going to be a supply chain crisis. It's going to wreak havoc on the American economy.
The U.S. trucking industry.
All right, hold on a second. So basically, this country runs on trucking. Without trucks, those stores' shelves are empty and you're hungry. And it was shocking how long they said that would take. I think it was like 7 or 10 days before it's like complete chaos and everything is empty. People are, fighting over toilet paper again like 2020, and truckers are needed. So if we have a problem with that in this country, one of the biggest countries in the world, and we can't even get food on the shelves, that's obviously not good. We got to treat these truckers right. And it comes down to these tariffs, man. Just less stuff coming in. People don't want to pay. I saw something on farmers yesterday. What was it? With the soybeans, right? So the soybeans were cheaper to export from the U.S. to other countries. And now with the new tariffs, it's 30% cheaper to get it from Brazil. So now we just lost a whole big section of money for the farmers. These tariffs are not good, man. And I think it's just going to keep getting worse. Remember when they were saying nothing's happening from the tariffs. You see all the prices are kind of staying the same. And then I saw something talking about watch in 2-3 months. Well, those 2-3 months are up, and I just saw my coffee go up by $4 for a pound. Actually, I buy a kilo. I drink Turkish coffee, so it's like 2.2 pounds, but it went up by like $4 or $5. Slowly, clothes are going up. I just took kids back to school shopping. I saw the prices went up there. So yeah, prices are going up. And the less supply there is, the higher the demand, higher the price. And right now, the trucks don't have supplies to be bringing around. So that means the prices are going to go up. Demand's going to go up. And it just comes back to not only the truckers, but to us people. We are going to be paying more for the things we're used to buying for a reasonable price. Not anymore. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Caught in its longest slide in modern memory. Since mid-2022, this freight recession has dragged on for 13 straight quarters of shrinking demand, stalled spot rates, and rising costs that are crushing profit margins. Spot rates, the lifeblood of small operators, have tumbled to multi-year lows, hovering around $1.95 to $2.05 per mile in early 2025. That's a drop of over 70 cents from the 2021 peak. Even contract rates, though steadier, are only modestly above these rock-bottom levels.
My name is Vince. I'm an American truck driver. This is a call to action for all truck drivers in America. Currently, I'm in Baltimore right now at the TA, and tomorrow I'm getting ready to go to Washington, D.C. My mission is to talk to Donald Trump about the trucking industry, a congressman, a senator, somebody. Something in the trucking industry needs to change.
All right, real talk real quick. When are we going on a trucker strike? Because we definitely need a trucker strike right now, this week, this month. We need it ASAP. Especially for the people that are contracted or independent truck drivers like me. It is sucking bad out here. Low wages. We don't get paid overtime, even though I'm contracted. I'm not a company driver. But we get treated like shit. We get stepped on every single day.
Trucking layoffs, new tariffs.
Yeah, man. So they're not even getting paid good. That was like the only appealing thing about trucking. Think about the other side of trucking. Sitting down for 10, 12 hours a day, back problems, not being able to eat home cooked meals, staying away from your family. I was thinking about getting into trucking myself a few years ago, took all the tests, studied everything, and right when it was time to sign on with a company, I couldn't do it. I can't not see my kids for 3, 4, 5 days at a time. So I backed off of that. But salute to these truckers that do it, and now we're not even paying them well. What's the incentive? What's the incentive? No overtime? I thought, truckers, if you're working like full-time, overtime, or making close to 100 grand a year. Looks like that's going away too now. Something's got to change, bro. This isn't it.
Wars. Is there a recession coming sooner than we think? Let's talk about what the media isn't showing you. Thousands of truckers are being laid off. New tariffs are heating up a trade war between the U.S., China, and Europe. This is not just about truckers being laid off. That's just the first domino effect in all of this. When truckers start being laid off, the supply chain freezes. The prices go up. And then companies start to cut costs. And guess what that means? That means more layoffs. So what that means for us? That means that in the near future, prices are going to be sky high, and we're going to begin to see our shelves empty. So here's how to prepare.
So my buddy works for a big mega carrier in truck driving, and they just put out that they're getting ready to start doing language enforcement on the company side. So it appears that now the mega carriers are actually going to start cracking down on anybody that works for them that isn't proficient in English per the FMCSA guidelines. So that guy Singh over there in Florida, he just changed the entire game when it came to this.
And I feel like the rates are plummeting down. Truck stops are banking off us on repair parts, everything else. We all just need to man up and just go on a trucker strike. I think this needs to happen. This needs to happen at the end of this year. It will carry. If not, it will just keep on carrying on and on and on.
If these guys go on a trucker strike, we're really screwed. That's 100%. It's already bad as it is, and like that lady just said, man, it's not just the truckers and not just the shelves that will be affected in the pricing. You're talking about millions of jobs that rely on these truckers. The ports, import, export, all the people at the docks, all the truck drivers, all the people at the stores. If there's no supply, what are you going to sell? Get the hell out of here. You're laid off. You're fired. It's going to affect a wide range of people. Tariffs aren't working out as good as Mr. Donald Trump planned on it working.
Guys, we gotta do something about these rates. It's bad.
Well, as a lot of you guys already know, I do have the truck tentatively sold on Monday. I mean, it's not over till it's over, but it's almost sold. I've got a deposit. I'm going to meet the guy on Monday. I'm going to give him the keys. We're going to get the bill of sale done, and I'm going to be out of the trucking game. Guys, it was supposed to last 3 years. It lasted 5 years. I really appreciate the business. The business was good to me, although challenging a lot. Owning a truck is not always the easiest thing, but if you do it, you can do it right, and you can be successful. But needless to say,
cut non-essential spending. Start saving some money because things are about to get sky high and you're going to need more money. Right now, also, you can start to buy stuff in bulk. While it's not expensive, stock up on the things that you may need because We may not even be able to get no supplies at all. This is not fear mongering. This is a reality. And if we didn't learn nothing in 2008, what we learned is that the people who prepared early, they made it through that crisis easier.
You remember just like 5 years ago when people were talking like this, they were labeled crazy, conspiracy theorists, those crazy bunker people that need to have 1,000 cans of food. Well, this is becoming normalized, people. Everybody needs to have a little bit of prep ready, and I don't think anyone will have enough if shit really hits the fan, let's be honest. You can only prepare so much. Especially people in the cities, me included, we're in trouble if anything goes bad. I think the best people that have a chance to get through this are people that live out of the way, out of the city, that have some land, that know how to farm, that have at least, some flour saved up. Don't forget what you can do with flour. Flour's still pretty cheap. You can get a 50-pound bag for $20. My wife cooks every single day, thank God. We don't buy bread. She makes a lot of meals with flour. She makes all our like pitas. It's like a traditional Bosnian food. Kljukuše, you can do a lot of things with flour. You could not starve with just flour, okay? And having a chest freezer, when there's some deal on the meats at your store, stock up as much as you can, But the people on the farms, they have it the best, man. They have their own inventory, basically. They don't have to really rely on truckers. Of course, they don't have everything. They probably still have to buy oil and, sugar and a few things like that. But it's better than 99% of the country. Whereas if you go to that Walmart or that Meijer and there's nothing there, you're in trouble. Panic is going to set in. Imagine people not being able to feed their family for a week in this country. It would be all out chaos. God forbid.
Now, are y'all prepared for a recession? A recession can hit us as early as the summer. Have y'all been following this, and are you prepared? Y'all leave in the comments and tell me y'all thoughts and add anything that I left out.
I'm stepping out of the game. I am quitting trucking. I'm going on to the next chapter, which essentially was the first chapter of my life, to go be a pilot. So I'm going to go try to be a pilot again. I've already got a commercial pilot's license, but I am not current. I am not experienced anymore like I used to be. So I've got to redo all that stuff just to get back in the seat, get back in the game. So stay tuned. I hope you join me for my journey. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a little nerve-wracking. There's a lot of unknown, but we're going to make it happen. I appreciate all the positive words. You guys are awesome. Y'all have a great...
Hey, this is the TA in New Mexico, exit 79 on I-40. This place normally is packed, is loaded, full of those guys that Habibis, I don't know what's the name, Indies. And look at this shit. Thank you, man. Empty, empty, empty. This is what people is calling the Trump effect. Here we go, baby. Clean the industry.
So now the brokers are complaining that they losing money. Man, y'all been stealing money from the drivers forever. So you ain't gonna be able to pay that driver on dollar a mile no more. Yeah, so this is a problem for you now. Yeah. Your pocket's about to get tight. I'll tell all you truck drivers.
See, they got us fooled, man. It's not the truckers. It's not the brokers. It's Trump. Trump did all this. Let's be completely honest. His implementation of these tariffs killed this country. And it's just starting, people. It's just starting. These tariffs are just starting to take effect right now. We'll see in 6 months. I hope I'm wrong. I honestly do. I decided to give him a chance, Like, okay, maybe, he knows more than I do. What do I know? No. Looks like he's a idiot, honestly. That's what this is looking like. And now you have these truck drivers blaming the brokers, and the brokers saying the truck drivers are greedy, and this is all a game, bro. This is all a game. They're pinning us against each other, and they're just hiding behind the veil, making billions of dollars. And Trump pisses me off so bad when he goes on, it's big, it's beautiful, everything is great, these numbers, they're lies. Like a job report comes out, it's just a lie. They're just lying. Like, what? And everybody just blows past that like he didn't just say something absurd. because it's become normalized, just like all of this is becoming normalized. I don't know. Let's see how far they can push people. I'm at the top of the roller coaster with you guys, okay? We're latched in. I can't get off the ride now. We just have to see where it goes. That's kind of where we're at in this country.
If you own an operator out here, start demanding more money per mile. These brokers are about to be out of business.
Just when I thought things were looking up, here's a quick recession indicator and maybe a sign of growth and frontal lobe closing. It's Tuesday and I went grocery shopping on Sunday, and when I went in the fridge this morning to look at the strawberries that I bought, they molded. So guess where I'm going? My ass is going back to Whole Foods to return these strawberries and get my money back, because what the heck? And back in the day, I would just throw them away and be like, my loss, no strawberries this week. No, I need my $9.50 back. Thank you.
So what's behind this stark downturn? First,
$9.50 for strawberries is crazy, okay? We can't just skip over that. $9.50 for strawberries? Bro.
overcapacity. During the pandemic boom, new carriers flooded the market. Now there are simply too many trucks chasing too few loads, giving shippers the upper hand and pushing rates downward. Second, costs aren't easing. Fuel, insurance, maintenance, and parts remain stubbornly high, squeezing already thin margins. Third, erratic trade policies and tariffs have piled on uncertainty, making both carriers and shippers hesitant to commit to long-term planning.
And when I got up to the cashier, I hadn't noticed before, I was actually stunned. She was so beautiful that I was stunned. So I give her my credit card, I pay for my stuff, and she's giving me a look. I thought I might have creeped her out a little, and she's giving me a look like, I know I was born this way. Sometimes it's a problem. And as I leave, I grab the bag, and I turn around to her, and I say, "It started, hasn't it?" And she goes, "Yeah, about a week ago."
I dropped my load 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 1 o'clock that I'm sitting here waiting for the load. A lot of people been asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen, because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years. This is the worst year for the trucking industry. Worst year. And when I came to the truck stop, I reserved a shower. There were 23 people in front of me in the line. 23.
Not if you ask Trump. If you ask Trump, he's going to tell you this is the best it's ever been, and you're just lazy. You don't want to work.
3 people. It's been 4 hours. I'm waiting for the shower, and they still 3 people ahead of me. Still. So you can imagine that how many people are sitting at this truck stop without a load. All the truck drivers, we have nothing else to do besides taking shower all day. Pray for everybody. Stay safe on the road.
I'm praying for you, my guy. Because without these truckers, I already know I'm not a dummy. I know I'm screwed too without these truckers. And if they're unhappy and they're not delivering loads, I'm going to be unhappy and not picking up anything from the grocery store. So we need these truckers badly, you guys.
Been feeling it in your deadhead miles, right? You've been feeling it when it comes to you negotiating for rates, and you really have just been taking whatever because you need to pay your bills, right? So they are saying here in this article that we got to really start to look at the numbers. We got to understand what happened post-COVID, what happened during COVID. Pre-COVID, the trucking industry was already in trouble. Rates were suffering, capacity and volumes were low for freight, all the above, right? We were already starting to see rates dip before COVID hit. Boom, 2020 came, lockdowns came, retail slowed down, and everything started to make it seem like trucking was about to stop because everything was shut down. And then e-commerce exploded. People started ordering stuff online. Employers and merchandisers and big retail suppliers started back ordering goods. So there was so much freight that needed to be moved and needed to be delivered. This created a situation that allowed the existing trucking companies that were in the market to start making money hand over fist. So much so to where everybody ran to social media and said they were making money. And then we had tens of thousands of new people jump into the industry to get a piece of this golden trucking age that they thought we were in.
Rapidly. Yes, truckers voted for Donald Trump. This is somewhat of a FAFO. This is a company that is going out of business, and it's mainly in Florida, but they are not the only trucking company. Here are a few lists of trucking companies going out of business in 2025. If you have not heard, UPS is laying off 9% of their drivers. Why are trucking companies going out of business? Ladies and gentlemen, if a tariff is a tax on goods brought in, and so these trucking companies pick up shipments and they disperse shipments like UPS and they bring them from the port, people are going to buy less. Stores are going to buy less.
That's the thing. People, oh, Trump is such a good businessman. This New Yorker that was born with a silver spoon and bankrupted 7 times. He's such a great businessman. He's so smart. These tariffs are bringing in billions of dollars. We're paying for the tariffs, dummy? We are paying for the tariffs. The countries, oh, okay, so now this was $10 before, now it's 13. All right, well, guess what? We're not selling it for 15 anymore. Add on that $3. Now we're selling it for 18. And my dumbass has to go to the store and pay that 18 now. I'm paying the tariff. You're paying the tariff. We are paying the tariffs, people. Not different countries. We are paying the tariffs.
Market. We also saw a bunch of foreign-born CDL holders start entering the market as well, because people wanted to get drivers for as low a rate as possible so they could have the biggest profit margins that they could see. And then boom, in 2022, the wave started to die down because we started coming out of the pandemic. And it didn't start to trickle down. No, it went down fast as hell. Went from being able to get $3 a mile without negotiating to now being barely able to negotiate over $2 a mile now here today in 2025. So sign number 1, they talk about tender rejection. So let me explain to you what tender rejections are. Tender rejections happen when people who are on contracted freight start to say, no, we can't haul this freight, we're too busy, or we're overflowed, we have truck breakdowns and things like that. Those are called tender rejections when trucking companies start to decline their contract freight. Now, when those trucking companies decline the contract freight, that freight then spills over to the spot market, aka DAT, truck stop, etc., etc. Right now, rates are currently hovering and averaging at about $2.27 per mile per this article, meaning that it is barely covering a break-even point or cost of operating or how much it costs you to run your trucking company. So the rates are literally just enough for you to pay your business bills.
It is getting sucked dry by these soulless corporations and lobbyists, and it's got to change. There has got to be a change. There got to be a minimum freight cost of $4 a mile.
Oh my God, I can't anymore. I'm done. This guy still doesn't get it. It's the corporations. Nah, bro, it's your boy Trump. That's who did this to us. That's who did this to you, bro. Be real. Greedy corporations. Nah, bro, it was Trump. Trump's tariffs caused all of this. That's why you're messed up right now. That's why we're paying more at stores. That's why everything is going up, from house insurance, property taxes, food prices. Everything is going up. And this dude just gets on camera and is like, prices are better than they've ever been. Amazing. Nah, bro, it's not amazing, okay? It's not amazing at all. I just drove by a trucking company here by me, and I know that their lot is like, 10 to 20 trucks in there when it's, a regular work day. I drive by it every day. I drove by this Tuesday. It was like 150, maybe 200 trucks in there. So right there, I see there's a problem. This lady just talked about how USPS is or UPS is 9% of the workforce got laid off. These are huge red flags. And if you ask Trump, it's better than it's ever been. It's amazing. Bro, we've been in a recession, I believe, for at least 3 years. We've been in a recession. And I think it's getting worse and worse by the day. I wish there was something better to react to, something better to talk about. I wish I could get on here and see a family of 4 buying their first home for 2% interest rate, and the happiness and building out a backyard and a swing and a tree house for the kid. And, I'd rather react to that. But unfortunately, we have to put light on this situation. I feel like the more people that talk about this, hopefully some change will come about. But like I've said in past videos, they put us in this situation where we're overworked, overstressed, and we don't organize. You're not going to see too many. Did you see where was it? What country? Australia. It was raining, pouring, and they organized for like Palestine or something. Like hundreds of thousands of people came out in the pouring rain. That won't happen here because they have us in this rat race to like, I don't got time for that, man. I'm not about to go out, stand and protest for something. Even when it comes to our own food, cost of living, we're not going to do anything about it, man, because we're too busy. We're too busy, too stressed. And that's exactly how they want it. Thank you guys for joining me today. Like and subscribe, and I'll be back with some more videos. Peace.